second guest is Hanna Månsson from Paris, the founder of Bliss Studio Paris, and intuitive and soul readings by Hanna. And I say welcome to Hanna. Let's see here, she joined me. Yeah, hi Hanna.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I made it. You know, I'm not good at this. Oh my God, I'm struggling.
Oh no, it looks good. I can hear you.
Good.
Everything's fine.
You look fine too. I'm happy to see you. This is going to be fun. Actually, when I wake up this morning, I felt very jolly.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have been quite silent with that for a time. It's raining in Stockholm, and you know.
Yeah, it's January.
Yeah, and the moods here.
Yeah.
So I wake up this morning, I felt really jolly. So it's something with the energy today. And you know, it's 2 + 2 is 4, and 4 is a very good number.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
22 today.
22 today, and it's the world. I was actually see that it stands for the creation. Number 4 stands for the creation. And that's why I also picked the card for the world, your tarot card there.
Ah, yeah, that's a good one.
So, because we have a lot of things to talk about intuition. I was introducing a little brief that you are intuitive soul reading with Hanna, because you are the founder of the Bliss Studio in Paris.
Yeah.
And which I have been participated in many times. It's a beautiful place, and it's a beautiful idea and co-working, and a lot of interesting people gathering. And you are the spirit behind everything. And now you have continued with your intuitive work, which you have done for many years. I know, because we have a lot of talks around this.
Yeah, it's true.
Please explain a little bit about how you work and where you live in Paris now. For how long time have you been in Paris? And a little short brief story about where you came there and why and so on.
Yeah, it's also actually why I'm in Paris. I also follow my intuition, so maybe that's interesting to speak about.
Yeah.
I lived in Stockholm before. I'm from Sweden.
Yeah.
And I had one day I woke up and I wanted to change everything in my life. And I wanted to move to France because this is something that was calling me in France. I didn't know what. I didn't know anyone in France. I didn't know the language. I didn't know anything, but I have this longing to be there.
Yeah.
I looked for a job, and it was kind of complicated for me to even reach, to get to have a meeting with them, because since I didn't speak French, they didn't want to talk to me. Sorry?
I recognize myself in that.
Yeah, in the beginning, you don't understand why. But still, I was trusting that this is something I need to do. And I was trusting my heart and my feeling. I need to go there, even if it felt like the door was closed somehow. I was continuing, and I find another way around it. And I found a job. And when the first thing was involving, or the first door was open, it was like every piece of the puzzle was falling right in. It was like all the feelings that I had before, the feelings of my intuition, that I wanted this kind of apartment, I want to live this kind of life, I want this kind of job, and also I wanted this kind of French guy, I pictured him. And everything happened just in a month's time. So everything bam, 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 fall into places really fast. I was amazed how easy it was, even if it was blocked before. But I think it is because it was not the right time. also in this moment that are interesting. The first months when I arrived in the advertising agency I was working in then, in the same street, when I was passing for lunch, there was this space. It was a gallery. And I stopped and I looked at it and I'm like, wow, I love this place. I want to have this place. I want to be here. I had this enormous feeling of this space.
Yes.
So it's funny because this is the Bliss studio today. Like 6 years later, I was in this space. And now I've been in Paris for 10 years. In February, end of February is 10 years.
Yeah. Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's also, I mean, it's the same when you work with, like I do with, also with Ayurveda. I always try with test on myself. I'm the test, I'm the laboratory, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that's the same also with intuition, because it's like a muscle and you have to exercise that muscle.
Yeah.
And that is also, it's always starts with yourself.
Yeah.
And I see it also like you get rewarded. I use the word angel or guide or your higher self, or different words on the same thing, I think. But when you listen to that and you follow the road made for you, everything goes smoothly.
Yeah.
And you get more and more rewarded. And it's like your angel taking your hand and go with you and follow you, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You more you listen and you more you trust, even if it feels completely crazy sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you get this image or this feeling of, this is where I'm going next, or this is what this new project I'm gonna do. You know nothing about it, but you just feel it, that this is right. Or you know, intuition can be many things. You can see images, or you can hear voices, or you can see words, or you can just feel it. But when I got this feeling, sometimes I'm like, is this really true?
Because
but then I trust it. And then I see everything is like solve it itself on the way, even if I don't know how in the beginning. And then suddenly one day I'm like, wow, I'm here now.
Yeah. And I think also that's a good way to explain it, is that, I mean, if you are in the mind, so to speak, if you try to figure out things, thinking the answers or questions, understand, this never works.
No, it never works.
Because that is not the creation way of moving forward.
No.
Because we just have, I mean, we have a road, a timeline, which are very limited. And then we have like a spiral. I see it more like a spiral, and everything is working together. So even if you walk on a wrong road, you're coming back in some way, even if it's going to be painful because you haven't listened.
Yeah, exactly.
And in Ayurveda, they say that if you're going on a rope and you're going too far below, you can't find the way up again. I think that you're totally lost, actually.
Yeah.
And I think that this is how it works. It's a compass. It's an inner guiding.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually read last night that now we're talking about something else, but it actually has to do with this, that they have a computer called 5D computers. I mean, in like a military and things like that. So they know these things. I mean,
I know. I have been
control us in different ways. But we, the what can I say, the seers, or the people who can see in the looking glass, we are, they say that we have folly hats and witches, whatever. But this is actually how this world is working.
Yeah. The military have been using it long time. They actually be using the seers to see exactly how to target different things. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And they just keep people in the dark. And when it's also like but I feel that this is coming more and more. That is what I was want to talk about, that you see also in your work now. It's coming more and more that people are looking for guidance.
Yeah,
and
they are, because there is like a huge awakening and have been going on for 2 years now. But I can see more and more and more and more the people that are coming to me and ask for guidance for the readings. They are already a little bit awake, but they don't know what to do with this. Some are actually scared because they suddenly start to feel a lot of things. And some are super excited and, you know, are on the other side. But they also don't really know what to do. So, it's interesting. It's really interesting. And I think it's an amazing thing. It's super good that people start to listen to themselves instead of all the buzz that we get around us.
Because this is also, I mean, it's a painful process, because you start to understand how manipulated you have been.
Yeah.
How fooled you have been.
Yeah. With everything.
With everything.
Yeah.
So it's like dying and be reborn.
Yeah, a little bit.
Die and then reborn in a new shape, because you see the world with new glasses, with new eyes. And that is a different world. And when to start to, what can I say, walk in this world or navigate in this world is totally different. And that is why people like you have a very big part in this community of awakening, to guide people into this new world. The ones who wants to awake, because
it's like it's holding like someone in the hand, you know, and show them the way.
Yes. Yeah. And just take that big leap. Just take that leap and trust God or trust the creation and walk and listen to your inner knowing, so to speak. Yeah. Yes, about you. I mean, you have your intuition, your very strong intuition, and you use the cards. It's interesting. Explain a little bit how you use the tarot cards and where they come from, and it's free. You have more knowledge about that than I have.
Yeah, the tarot cards, they are actually like poker cards from the beginning. It's like, I think it's 700 years ago that used that in the Mediterranean area, where the origin is, if it's in Italy or it was like someone that wandered through Italy or started that. But the first card, it's coming from Italy. And then it was coming more to France, and it come to the south of France, and it's called here in France the tarot cards that we say in English. They're called the Tarot de Marseille. So this is the classic cards, and this is how we know them normally if we are thinking about the tarot cards. Me, I'm not reading in this card deck. I can read in any cards. It doesn't matter for me what kind of brand or what kind of cards it is. I have many decks myself. I just have periods which one I like the most and what's talking to me. I'm using a deck today that are mixed with tarot and oracle cards. And why I like this one is just because it's beautiful images, and it's also explaining in a really well way for the one that I have in front of me, because the images are so beautiful and they tell a story. So they are easy. It's actually just a tool. It's a tool for me to read the energies. So I read the energies in these images. This is what I can say about it. It's actually just an energy. It's an energy from the person in front. So the same card can be for different people, it can mean completely different things. So the world card, for example, like you were showing now, it could be about work for a certain person, and then it can be about love or travel for someone else. So it's just an energy that I read in this card when I have them in front of me. So you can say the cards are a tool. And normally when you're a seer, you can read, you know, in coffee or in tea leaves or in dices or in sand or anything. So Yeah, or hands or faces or.
Yeah, yeah. In my case, I talk about the looking glass. It's like I see a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a movie inside my head. So that is how it's pictures, images.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not a tarot reader myself, but I have decks, of course, because I love the picture. It's beautiful images, and but sometimes when I had my visions around myself, especially, I have turned myself to tarot reader just to confirm my own knowledge. Sometimes it's a good, like the confirmation in guidance.
Yeah, exactly. I have many clients that come to me that do that.
Yeah.
I had one a couple of months ago. He just opened a company, and everything was actually finished. You know, he opened it, he started it, and it was open.
Yeah.
And he came and he wanted to know if this was the right thing he actually did, but he already did it. But I saw it going to be like a huge success for him, and it was a good choice for him.
Yes.
I also saw some small details that he could change and things like that. So he was super happy with the reading anyway, but I think he came to me just to feel comfortable that he did the right thing. Sometimes we need that.
Yes. So, absolutely. Especially that the world is so divided today. I mean, it's so much going on, and it's some people call it the 4G, like because it's so much chaos going on, and people are in fear mood, and some people are awakening and see the light.
Yeah.
So it's totally different views on what's going on. And I understand when you're in that chaos, try to listen to yourself. It sometimes can be very disturbing.
Yeah, especially when we're living in this time we do now with, here in France, we're going to another lockdown next week. This is what I think. It's the third one.
Yes.
But it's like, it's really going up and down. We don't know what move we're going to take, and open a company in the same time.
Yeah.
It can be scary. It's hard to know if this is the right choice or not, or what's going to happen. So yeah.
But I actually, that's so interesting. During this year, I mean, it has been challenging for everybody. I mean, even if sometimes I also have felt really in my emotions, because we also come into that state sometimes, because I knew this was coming. I had the feeling that something, I really didn't know exactly, but something were on its way.
Yeah.
And I felt like I have known this for years, and still I could have done, preparations and So, but we are also in this process, even the one, because I know we have been talking about this many years back.
Yeah,
you know that something was coming.
Yeah.
This was expected to be. Yes.
And necessary.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Because it has to do with people have to wake up and start to understand how this world works exactly, and take responsibility for themselves and their own lives. And also from this create something beautiful, not something that we are dictated to do in some other ideas, for some other people, but for our.
Yeah, but it's like you said, it's even if there is a lot of people that are awakening and start to see things, also there is this other side of the coin. I always say there is two sides. It's the dark side and it's the light side. Exactly. And also this darkness, if I call it like that, it sounds horrible when you say darkness. It don't necessarily is, because we need both of the sides.
Exactly.
It's also like messy on this side, and they are struggling to, also be here.
They are fighting.
They're fighting hard. So
very hard.
Yeah. Yes. So it's not easy some days, because
we are humans.
Yeah, exactly.
We are. And I actually was talking with a person yesterday about that I also can go into that mood sometimes. I'm just a human being, so yeah. So
Yeah, we all have two sides.
We have. And it can also be when you hold the light, like holding the light, and you have so much going on around you. People are despair, you know, all these emotions, and you are there in the middle and try to hold the light. That's really challenging. Yes.
And
tiring,
yeah.
Especially tiring.
Yeah.
But how do you look at the coming year, this year, 2021? It's interesting to just hear you.
It's still, I feel it's still a lot of change. Like we saw, like the last year, we really don't know where to go yet. But also I can see, if I just see where I am here in Paris, people are still, this is what I think is beautiful with France. Somehow they keep their spirit, they keep their light, they want some better world, they want something better for themselves. So it's a lot of businesses that, you know, must be closed down now because of the virus, but they start to change. Like all the restaurants have been closed here for many months, and the restaurants, they start to open small little food shops, like from the local farmers where they buy in their food, and then also they cook 2 meals a day and they're selling it, so you can go and pick up food there, or you can pick up groceries. So it's a new way to see things, and, you know, to be creative with the things you actually have, and they do it beautifully, really, really beautiful. So I think this is the light side of it. It's actually something good, and I think the coming months that are coming, people are going to be more and more creative in every part. Now it's just an example for the restaurants, but I can see that like in every other businesses, you know, they are, we have to think in another way. But it's not, of course, it's some stress about it for some, because it's like, wow, what should I do now? But this is the part of the awakening, because you need to follow your heart here.
Exactly.
And what you feel is right for you, this is the good way, and this is the way of follow.
Follow the inner feeling, knowing, listen, meditate. And I also think that when you are in a timeline, I mean this normal so-called timeline, it's always about you have no time. It's you have to stress, you have to run, you have to be quick, and that's just an illusion.
Yeah, it is.
It's just an illusion, because especially when you are in your intuition, you need time, you need reflection. I would say when you have to sleep 24 hours before you make a decision. Just don't jump on the screen and write something stupid, or, you know, just feel inside and see what's coming. Maybe you have another opinion after 24 hours. So I think that's also what we learn during this period. People are much more inside, and what they do with this time to be separated.
Exactly.
Yes.
Some, of course, here are still scared too, and I think also I see there is coming, like there is fighter instinct, like they started to do demonstrations already here, and people are angry. And I also saw in Italy there are like 50,000, I think 50,000 small businesses that start to open, even if they're not allowed to be open, but they go in against the government and they go in against the laws. So there is a fighting thing that are coming too. And I think we will see that more and more. Because people are tired of this.
And they see through the manipulation.
Exactly.
And they understand. It's also in the awakening process that this is how they have kept us in control. And now it's on the table. It's in our face. The system is on the table.
Exactly.
This is my. I understand you agree with that.
I do.
It's in the open light. So
of course, everybody's not seeing that yet.
I know.
There is many that are super happy that we're gonna get vaccine and everybody's happy for all the new rules and things like that, because it's kind of an old security.
Yes.
But
because this
that
is
I can understand too, of course. Because there is a lot of knowledge in the, you know, in that too, but yeah, we have to see behind it what it actually is.
It's absolutely, and that is how I feel also with my foot in the Ayurveda and the nature for cure, and trust your own immune system and strengthen your. It's like in Ayurveda they say that all the sickness starts in the mind.
Yeah,
starts
exactly.
there.
Everybody needs to start with themselves instead of being scared of everything that are around. Because if you're healthy yourself, eating well, sleeping well, exercise or meditate or whatever you want to do to keep your mind still, you don't get sick. Exactly. It's really in the mind. And it's when you're scared and stressed about being sick, this is when you get sick.
Exactly. And that is actually known that people can die of fear.
Yes.
Just fear. The heart just stop.
Yeah.
Stress and fear, it's very dangerous. And that's the lowest of the frequencies. I mean, the fear they are in the root chakra. They are just afraid of how I'm going to live, how I'm going to support myself, all this fear. Yeah. And you can't see clear from that. I mean, everybody, all humans have experienced that.
Yeah.
we have going through things. I know you, and I myself too. So, and but that's you get stronger, and you know, for next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Things.
It is with what we have to see with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and we're leaving an old world behind us and moving into something new, something very exciting. And it's we, the people who create it.
Yeah.
What we're going to see.
So it's exciting.
I see it like that. I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
I have been waiting all my life almost on this, actually. Yeah. I mean, when is people going to have a bigger view of things, a wider view? I mean, it's of course starts that you see that you are lied to and you understand that you are manipulated. I mean, like from the education system, the medicine system, the politicians, everything. When you see that, and then you're like starting to understand, who am I really? And what is the purpose to be here? These kind of questions. And I think that's the dialogue you have to start to do with yourself.
Yeah, ask yourself.
Ask yourself, yes.
Yeah. What is right for me?
Yeah.
Again, it's coming back to your intuition. What is right for me? It's really just to feeling what's right.
Yeah.
And not listen to everything, the buzz around us in our society. That also like
images that they pop, you know.
Exactly.
Look at this, look at that. This is how you're going to live. This is how you're going to be, you know. And it's a play. It's just this. It's manipulation. It's a play going on.
Yeah.
I know you have also these archetypes. I mean, that is in the tarot cards. I think the archetypes, that this world is built on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's like a hierarchy. There is the king and the queen, and then you have the highest priest and the magician, and then you have something that called the moon, that are going more on the things that we can see, like the intuition and the magic in the world.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, this is Benji. He's in the in the call also.
It's so interesting because I have write down something here about what to ask, some questions, and I actually wrote down that intuition is really dogs.
Yeah, really?
I come myself from a family. I brought up with dogs. My father was working with dogs in his job and educating dogs, actually.
Yeah.
And I have heard so many beautiful stories from my father just 2 weeks ago about his dog's intuition.
Yeah,
And
but
they
of
are
course.
amazing. They
Yeah,
are
they're amazing.
fantastic. They are.
Yeah, of course.
They
In
are.
this way, I completely agree with you. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
he feels things super
yeah,
fast.
yeah,
And it's like if we go, for instance, on a street and we are supposed to turn and go down a street, he stopped me before I can even see this other street. And I'm like, oh, man, come on, we're going to go here because this is the way we're going to go.
yeah.
And then when we're coming around the corner, they are like building something. So the street is blocked. So I cannot pass in this street.
Yeah.
And he know it already. So they're really telepathic and they really read energies, dogs. But any animals do that. I had cats before. They were the same.
Yeah, they are the same. This is something that it's have been taking away from us. And it has been like, I think it's also in the school system that it's how the education are constructed.
Yeah, and a little bit how the society is built up today. We are living in bigger cities. We are not so close to the nature.
Exactly.
We are not listening to the weather just by, we are looking at our phone and see what kind of weather it is. But before we have this phone, we put our nose outside and we could feel if it's going to rain or not. So we're going to bring the umbrella.
Yeah.
So we are more and more relying on the technology and the information that we get instead of listen to the thing that's actually.
And that is also something I want to ask you about. This now we are Zooming, and that's fantastic that we can meet like this. And but anyway, this is also a system for control and manipulation because you just have a screen. You don't know if it's true or not. Presentation is the same with the television. I don't watch television. I haven't done it for a long time now, but it's really a control system. And this is also when you're in intuition, you see that it's something wrong going on here. What pictures they are putting out there, what feelings they want to create inside of us. That is how I look at it. How do you?
Yes, especially in media, of course, it's like that. For me, I think they scare us more than they have to scare us. Of course, they have to go out with the information, but for instance, what's really interesting, they just see it from one point of view, and it's the way of scaring people instead of seeing it in, okay, there is solutions to this. We can do like this and this, or if you eat more vitamins, you're going to feel more healthy. If you go out and run, you're going to be better in your lungs, or whatever it is. There is always two sides of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
then, of course, when you talk about Zoom, I think Zoom is something that's been creating during the virus to keep the connection between people. So in that way, I think it's good. So there is not just bad things about it. It's also a good side about it. It's actually connecting people. But it's true, it's not the same thing to actually meet you in person. It's completely different, of course. And this is what we miss. All of us.
That is also something that I think people would understand also. It's like the school of life is, even if we have this fantastic technique, which is very useful, but you can see the difference when you meet people in the reality and when you meet on the screen, that you feel this is the energy. And it's also, you can't reach to people in the same way through a screen.
No, you can't.
No,
you can't.
No.
How can I say that? You're not feeling it in the same way because the person are not there in person. Of course, it's more nice to sit on a coffee table and have a coffee with you, of course.
Yes, I know, absolutely. So anyway, I don't kept my time here. I don't know what's the time. Yeah. And what your final words to, I mean, what do you want to say? Anything more about intuition and what people can do to strengthen it, and also how they can reach you? I'm going to put all the information about you, shop bio and in the description box, and also put you in my community so people can reach you. Because I have a lot of followers from France too. I know that. I have it in my, letter from newsletters. Yes.
Yeah, it's because of your book, no?
Yes. So it's coming. France is there, absolutely.
Nice.
That's fantastic. So yeah.
Yeah, what I can say, it's a good way if you start to listen to yourself is actually to ask question. It's like, or ask for help, and then you will see it coming. And for instance, for an example, we say, today I would like to buy this new vegetable, but I haven't found it in my normal shop. So I just ask, can you please show me where I'm going to find this green apple, for example. And then you just listen to yourself. Maybe you need to take another way back home when you walk, or maybe you need to take an extra tour when you go out. And then you're going to find it. It's just going to be there in front of your eyes. And this is the way to start to strengthen your intuition and start to trust it. It's all about trusting yourself and trusting of the things that you feel. Yeah. Even if it feels hard in the beginning. Hard is not the right word. It's more, even if you feel like it, but it's a little bit crazy. I never go this street, so why should I go this street? Just listen to that and go this street.
Yes.
Also, when I mean to ask questions, or like if you don't know an answer to a problem, or you don't know, it's ask. Can you please get this answer today? Can you please help me with this? Exactly. Just talking to yourself.
Yeah.
And then you will get the answer.
Yeah, and you will get to know yourself better. And also it's also about the self-love. It's you strengthen that, and you start to understand more about yourself. Yeah. And that is also like in a synchronistic way.
Yeah.
Things it's like the world is start to communicating with you.
Exactly. Because if you don't listen and if you don't see it, it's always there.
Yeah.
Every day it's there. It's just that we don't see it.
Yes.
It's normal. We are stressed, or we have things to do, and so we forget about that. Yes. But when we start to listen, and that we can do that just to ask small questions.
Yeah.
This I think it's a good start to start to do it and start to listen to yourself.
Absolutely.
And you can use it with everything, everything you want in your life, small as big.
Yeah.
If you want a new house, or even bigger, you want to move to another country, or whatever it is, just ask, how should I do this? Give me a sign of what it is I need.
Yeah, exactly.
To take the next step.
Give me the tools and show me the way. And it's like a window. It's open a window somewhere. This is my experience also around things. It's and also that it's like a puzzle, how things comes together. It can be you do something like two years ago, and you really didn't understand why you were dealing with these things.
Yeah.
Suddenly it comes back, and everything falls in place.
Now
in this timeline.
Yeah.
So this is really, some people have to understand, I think, that this way of looking at time is not the correct way to look at time and how things really works.
No. We do things before, and then it's not the right moment, and then it's happening in the future. Right. Yeah, for sure.
And have trust in that.
Yeah.
Doing this because I have trust in what I'm doing. I don't really understand why, but I will understand it in the future some way.
Yeah.
And yes, absolutely. Interesting. Yeah, Hanna, it was a great talk, and I will stop the this one now, and we can just talk a little bit afterwards, like a little private talk. I think. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming, and God bless you. Yes, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.